14.5% of U.S. households struggle to put enough food on the table. $16.1 million children in America live in poverty. In New Hampshire, 7% of households experience food insecurity. More than 95,000 people in New Hampshire live below the federal poverty guideline. We can help.
Hi, my name is Susan Silverman, and I've been working here for quite a long time as a part-time professor, and in 2006 I became full-time and started doing the Empty Bowls project on campus as a lunch event. I first got involved with Empty Bowls through a close friend of mine, John Hardam and Lisa Blackburn, who are originally from Michigan, who conceived of the Empty Bowls when John was a high school ceramics teacher in Michigan, and they did the first Empty Bowls as a fundraiser for the high school to help fight hunger locally. And it just sort of took off from there, and they have a nonprofit organization. I had always wanted to do an Empty Bowls event, but I had never actually been able to have a venue that I felt was meaningful. So when I became full-time here at Franklin Pierce, I talked to the people at Sodexo and our former librarian, Mary Ledoux, and those two people got so excited that we might have an Empty Bowls event here at Franklin Pierce. I felt like, well, I guess we can do this. We always say that we're going to start earlier making bowls. We did make some last spring and fired them over the summer during our summer session, but most of the bowls get made in the fall prior to the event. We usually have the lunch just following the Thanksgiving break so that it doesn't interfere with the work students are making in the studio. So we glaze and fire the pieces over the Thanksgiving break. We come in and work. My husband and I come in and work and finish everything so that it's out of the way for our students to complete their own work. And so we come in, we start making bowls, we fire them all as one. We have about 130 bowls in the kiln right now down the hall. They're cooling, and we're going to unload this afternoon. We pick through the bowls and pick out the best ones, and then we bring them up to the Spanulo Hall now and spread them out and price them with anything from $5 to $25, $30, $40 for the larger pieces. We usually pretty much sell almost every bowl by the end of the event. What doesn't sell that day at lunch, our librarians are still very supportive of our project, and the extra bowls go to the library, and they continue to sell them for that donation amount until the end of the semester. People have gotten to really like it as a gift, because it's a gift that does more than just give someone a bowl, a handmade bowl. The money goes somewhere important. So that's something that, like I say, people really have supported us over the years and look forward to it. Let's see. So the process of making the bowls also involves not just us throwing it. Sometimes I have advanced students in ceramics who are able to make pretty nice bowls, and they will contribute some of their work as well. Once the bowls are all made, we fire them in an electric kiln once, and then we take them out and we put glazes on them. We also usually hold a decorating session for anyone on campus to come and put their designs on a bowl, and those are included in the whole event. Last year and this year as well, I had a student who last year was a freshman and asked if she could bring clay to her high school ceramics teacher. which she did, and she brought clay, some of our clay down to that class, and they made bowls and bisfired them, and she brought them back up, and we also included those in our empty bowls kennel last year, and we have a few this year as well. So that's pretty cool that we actually are getting bowls from out and beyond Franklin Pierce, our students and staff and faculty. Once the bowls are fired, we pack them up and bring them to the campus center the morning of the event. They get cleaned and then put out on display. And hopefully people like them and take lots of them away. We do have a lot of early birds that show up and pick the good ones, so if you're going this year, go early. That's when the good ones go away. And our first event, we were sort of modest. We wanted to make sure it would work, so we decided to make 100 bowls. That was our goal. And we made that plus a little more, and we actually made quite a bit of money that year. And the students involved decided to donate the money to the Ringe Food Pantry and Keene Community Kitchen. And pretty much every year we've donated the money to those kinds of organizations. One year we did donate half of the money raised to Heifer International, and that's a wonderful program as well. This year there's been interest in taking some of the money, giving most of the money to the Ringe Food Pantry, and then giving some of the money to Kiva, which does microfinancing in foreign countries to help people establish a business or continue a business. And we felt, and we do get that money back because it is considered a loan, and that money would then later on go to the Ringe Food Pantry. So we're going to try that this year, something new. Over the past, this will be our 7th year. Over the past 7 years, we have raised something a little over $12,000 total. Each year it's a little more, a little less. We always hope for, I always hope for more each year. I think that one of the reasons I like Empty Bowls is that it's a very simple event. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but it's simple in its concept. And people who come and join in having lunch together and picking out a bowl and keeping it, or maybe picking out a couple of bowls to use as gifts. We get a lot of support from the campus community for this event, and it feels really great to be able to do that. I was thinking last week when I was trying to make yet another, 10 more bowls or something like that, I was worried we would not have enough. I realized that this is something I could do, and I can make bowls pretty quickly, and this is something I can do. I don't necessarily have a lot of extra money like most of us to give to organizations, but this feels meaningful, and that makes me feel good.
There is a story about a man who left this earth and was taken on a tour of the inner realms. He was shown a room where he saw a group of hungry people trying to eat dinner, but because of the spoons that they were trying to eat with were longer than their arms, they remained frustrated. "This," his guide told him, "is hell." "That's terrible," exclaimed the man. "Please show me heaven." "Very well," agreed the guide, and on they went. When they opened heaven's door, the man was perplexed to see what looked very much like the same scene. There was a group of people with spoons longer than their arms. As he looked more closely, however, he saw happy faces and full tummies, for there was one important difference. The people in heaven had learned to feed each other.